This is my wife's 2012 BMW X5M, a car that when it came out was over $80,000. Even though throughout the years it has pretty much lost 80% of its value, there's one thing that remains a constant, and that is this platform is absolutely beautiful and so aggressive. You recently saw me drive over 750 miles to surprise my wife with it, which she absolutely loved. And what is that over there?
My new car.
What? And do some serious engine modifications plus a tune, putting it at a serious amount of horsepower. But today is another massive day. We're going to be absolutely transforming the exterior of this car, from lights to wheels to suspension. But this thing is heavy. To little cosmetic details. By the end of this video, this 2012 car should be looking more like a 2024 BMW. Kind of. And my wife doesn't know anything yet, and we're gonna surprise her at the very end. With that being said, let's get going because we have a lot of work to do ahead of us. This is also personally my first time ever modifying an SUV, and I cannot lie, I've been having a blast. Who would have thought I'll be modifying an SUV for my wife? Time really flies. But of course, keeping it true to the channel, there's one really cool thing about all this. We're doing everything somewhat on a budget, so we're not going to be spending a ton of money on this video. You will see, and I will give a total cost breakdown at the end of the video. I think that'll be really fun, and not everybody has a ton of money to be dumping on cars, you know? Well, let's go and get started with a great first modification. All right, here we go. Starting with one of my favorite things to do, and that is suspension. This is actually my first ever time doing springs on a BMW. Here we got some H&R springs, which looks so good. And the awesome thing about this car is it only uses springs on the front. On the rear, it uses an air suspension air leveling kit, which we literally only have to switch these little things right here, and the car pretty much drops all the way down. Oh, before I forget, I also got M5 competition stoppers. I think that's what you call this. I'm not 100% sure, but these work on this car. This car's old. I don't think this has ever been done. And we're gonna get some good stopping. Let's go. That's right. Instead of spending over $2,000 on a full coilover set, we're keeping the OEM suspension and just doing a nice little upgrade with H&R springs, which should lower the car front and back about 2 inches. We're gonna make the most of it and give it that really nice stance. If you can tell, I'm extremely excited. So excited! This is the newest project on the channel, a BMW 340i. That was in a car accident. I would do anything in the world to look at the footage of the crash, but unfortunately, he didn't have a dash cam. If only he knew about today's sponsor, AliExpress. Your one-stop online marketplace that brings you millions of products for unbeatable prices. And we're gonna be showcasing a jump starter and 2 dash cams. One's already on the car. Of course, it is 4K ultra clear. It has GPS and Wi-Fi app control, which is a must in 2024. And it is very compact. Look at that. That is not gonna look ugly on a dash. And all the wiring goodies you need, as well as a camera for the rear. Slides into the mount just like that. And the install is as easy as it gets. You plug the USB-C onto the camera just like that. You position it where you want it to go. I think it'll look good just like that. This in your cigarette lighter, and look at that. It's already on and ready to go. And the best part is you can connect this camera through an app on your phone, which just makes it that much better. Next item you can get through AliExpress is something everybody needs, and that is the jump starter. You guys saw me try to jump start this car in the previous video. Okay, here we go. And my old jump starter absolutely sucked, so this is something I had to pick up, and it is insane. This little thing is an absolute beast. This thing has a light. It's got USB and USB-C inputs, a 12-volt 10-amp output. It's got a 12-volt jump start and a 24-volt jump start. And obviously, you guys have seen the 70mm dash cam that I have in the 911. But these are just a couple of those items that you can get from the AliExpress website that I believe every car person needs. And now's the perfect time to get them because of the Double 11 mega sale, which is running from November 8th through the 18th with items up to 90% off. Just incredible discounts. Now it's perfect time to get them. Plus, if you download the AliExpress app, you can join the dollar challenge and have a shot at winning $3,000 in shopping credits or $10,000 in flight credits. There's also free shipping for new users as well as free returns, which in case you don't like something, it makes everything just even better. And don't forget, you can get even more savings with my special discount codes I will be leaving in the description just for you special people. So thank you so much to AliExpress for sponsoring today's video. Go check out the Double 11 mega sale. You will not regret it. And let's get back to the video. Don't forget to do jack stands, ladies and gentlemen. Little garage update. We upgraded from this to the 850. Dang. Okay. Dang. Okay. These wheels were on so tight. Not even the new 850 could undo them. What? No way that just happened. It literally broke the only adapter I had. So off to the parts store we go. If you guys haven't checked out the build on this car, link will be in the description. Go check it out. Absolutely love it. But we can't complain. It was a really nice trip to the parts store. And 2 1/2" to 3/8 adapters we got. Hopefully they don't break. If only I was making this up. After going back to the parts store and getting a 17 1/2" impact socket, these wheels are coming off. But not only that, by me stomping on them. I have never in my life seen wheels this tight. Not such a good start to the spring install so far. That was insane. We pretty much got rid of the adapter. We literally wasted like $30 on adapters and just got an impact 17mm, but I've never seen that before. Is that normal on SUVs? And these are some meaty fronts. These, I believe, were like 275s. And a quick hint to something we're doing later on, BMW did such an injustice to these massive aggressive calipers and rotors from factory. So we're gonna fix that. But let's continue on with the springs. First thing in the agenda, get the 18mm bolt that holds the strut onto the horseshoe arm. And after that, we get the 3 bolts up top, but there's a lot of components in the way, including this plastic tray, which is being held down by twist lock clips. Once we get all that out of the way, we still have one more plastic shielding, which is being held down by a couple hidden Torx bolts. But when that's out of the way, there they are, the 3 13mm bolts holding the strut onto the strut tower of the car. But now it's the difficult part. After we disconnect the horseshoe from the control arm, we need to lower the horseshoe as much as possible so we have enough room to slide out the strut. But thanks to a hammer and pretty much prying down the whole suspension, we were finally able to get it off. And then the intrusive thoughts and bad ideas got to me. Now we're getting backyard mechanic sketchy. Do not try this at home. Get a spring compressor, do it the right way. I simply don't have time, so we're doing it like this. By me doing this tactic, this could happen. Oh man, it's always nerve-wracking doing that. Always nerve-wracking. Well, we got the bolt.
Wait for me, I got little legs!
A couple videos ago, I announced a Valtronic giveaway we're doing on this channel. All you had to do was go to the channel, subscribe to Valtronics, and comment. Well, here is the winner. After using a random comment generator, not that Zoe, I think that's his name. Thank you so much for everybody for entering this giveaway. I plan to do a lot more in the future, and we're gonna do a lot more things with Valtronics, so man, sketchy. And this whole assembly is so old that the top hat is literally stuck in the spring, or on the spring. So we had to give it a little push. And here we go, we got old versus new. After seeing that stopper, I am so happy we're doing this. And cannot wait to see how nice the car's gonna look lowered, because this look is just way too monster truck. Even though it's not gonna be slammed, the height should be perfect. Okay, to put them together should be pretty easy. Either way though, I did get a video because my brain is like everywhere at all times and I literally forget things right away. Look at the size difference of the springs right there. At the bottom and the top, there's like little guides where the spring sits there. It doesn't go any further. Let's put in the bumper stop properly first. Yeah, just like that. Then we throw on the top hat, and right after that, okay, and now we put everything back the way it was. But unfortunately, somehow putting it on is more difficult than taking it off. And that's usually not how it goes. So there's definitely something going on here. Oh, we figured out the issue. Turns out there's actually a literal sign from factory that tells you where something should be going. And I didn't realize that. As you can see when taking it out, that was all the way over here. And we're now trying to put the strut like that. So I think the issue is that this isn't lining up properly up there. So I think we gotta take this off, disassemble, move it, and then back up we go. I guess we live and learn. Live and learn. Another marking, although this one doesn't matter as much. Well, maybe I should have paid more attention to all the signs the BMW techs left to people like me that don't really know anything. But after taking everything apart, twisting it the right proper way, it's actually going on just perfect. And thankfully, even easier than when taking off. And well, one spring is in and one more to go. And now the awesome thing is what we just did on that side, we're doing on this side. Well, and we're done with the front, and then it's time for the rear. And as I showed you guys, it should be much easier. We're just changing out those two little arms. These are the leveling arms, but how it works is really interesting. These arms sense the height of the vehicle and adjust the air suspension to keep it level. This system maintains ride comfort and stability by automatically adjusting the suspension height as needed. So since we installed springs in the front, we have to adjust these leveling arms to 65mm, just like the instructions say. And well, the car should lower in the rear. There's the module or sensor, and there's the arm that we have to remove, which was great. We didn't even have to jack up the car. And two 10mm nuts later, out with the old and in with the new. Shout out to Chris Fix. And it's also an upgrade. The OEM ones are plastic and could probably easily break. So is that time? Let's lower the car and see how it looks. But man, it is actually perfect. Not extremely slow slammed, but the perfect height for a sports SUV. And even cooler, we can see the rear of the car lowering to match the front. Just look at how amazing the stance looks. It's not extremely low, but it's low enough to where it's about 3 fingers low. It's literally perfect. You let me know, but lowering springs was such a good idea. I cannot wait to see everything fully put together at the end. Now things start getting very, very fun. Shout out to the neighbor moving on his boat. Suspension's done. Now we're moving on to the rear of the car. Arguably the most aggressive, best looking part of this SUV. And then after the rear, we're moving to the side of the car and then the front of the car. But let's get going. Germany, I am sorry. I recently put your flag upside down. It was an honest mistake. It is fixed. Absolutely love y'all. Now, if you don't have no idea why there's flags on the wall, every single video we put flags on the wall representing where you guys are from. And how do I know where you guys are from? Well, through the comment section. Every video we choose 15 random flags that represents where you guys are from and you have commented. And by doing so, well, it represents that it doesn't matter where you're from, what language you speak, what you look like. We're all one massive family in this Danny Z channel. And I absolutely love y'all and your support. It means everything to me. Tell me this wall isn't looking absolutely amazing now. Oh man, well, these are the 15 new additions. Let's keep it up. So to match Christopher's request and exactly what we're going for, we got blacked out BMW logos. Let's get rid of this existing glue. And if you guys don't know yet, this logo actually fell off due to the hurricane that recently passed by. But this modification is as simple as it gets. We just have to make sure we put it on straight and it is not crooked, or that would be really, really bad. But I believe we did a very good job. This is gonna be so sick. Fragile. There's one massive piece of the rear end this car desperately needs, and that is a carbon fiber diffuser. Actually, let's face it, every single car needs a carbon fiber diffuser. So this was a must for Cristobal's car. It'll be more aggressive, and Cristobal loves carbon fiber. I cannot wait to see her reaction at the very end. Oh my gosh. Stop it. Oh my goodness, this is too much. This is too much. Oh, that clicked right into place. I mean, just take a look at this thing.
Look at that. Oh, look at that.
No, I do wish the exhaust tips were just a tad bit more out. It would really look perfect, but even now that they're not, it still looks really good, so I'm not too worried about that. And this diffuser only cost us about $340. The fitment wasn't too bad. I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. And even though it came with 3M, I am going to be using panel bond to make sure this thing never comes off. You can just never be too secure when it comes on aftermarket body panels. Wow, what an amazing addition to the rear end of this car. Absolutely changed it completely. And the crazy thing is, we're not even done just yet with the rear. Let's face it, the Chrome X5M logo just isn't gonna cut it anymore. We're going for a murdered out theme. So even though these emblems have been on the car since 2012, they gotta come off. But we're going to keep them for sentimental value. You know what though? I'm very surprised. As you're seeing, the 3M is actually still like sticky. Usually throughout this time it gets hard to get off. Look at that. I got that off with my hand. Yeah, this Cooper has to go. It has nothing to do with the car.
Who's Cooper?
And after wiping it down, and surprisingly didn't really leave a mark, which is great when you're taking down decals. The awesome thing is we still have the outline. Man, look how good that looks. You really get the best of both worlds. It's still an X5M, but you're kind of keeping it low-key and not showing it. But there's one final piece that's going to put the whole rear end all together. The one and only taillight tint. Now you could go about these two ways. Spray the taillights and not have it come out so good, or you can do a really nice tint over the taillights, especially if you have nice aggressive BMW LED taillights, which I believe this car does. And hey, it's something everybody can do for pretty cheap. This roll of tint was about $30-something, something most people can afford compared to $500+ for aftermarket taillights. And it's not hard at all to do. Get creative, go out there and try. With that being said, it is time to see how the rear looks. Whew, that rear end looks good. So now we're going from the rear to the middle of the car. What do I mean by that? What's the one thing that BMW lacked with this year of the BMW M Sport SUV? That is caliper colors. The calipers on this car from factory don't really have any colors. You guys always hear me talk about how massive the brake rotors are and the brake calipers. Well, you can't really see them because they're so hidden. And how do we make them pop, come out? With some good old caliper paint. But this is very, very different than your regular caliper paint. We're not spraying the color red on the calipers. We're using a paintbrush. Yes, you heard that right. We're brushing the paint on the calipers. I'm gonna leave a link in the description to this product. I have never used it in my life, so I'm really wondering how it's gonna be. And we're going to be using the color red for the calipers. Throughout my whole life, I've always used a spray can. Something like this. But here we go, massive red calipers on the way. And I guess the good thing about brushing paint on a caliper rather than spraying, you're pretty much only spending 5 minutes masking off rather than hours if you were to use a spray. Now, how is it gonna look? I guess we're gonna have to find out at the very end because this is very weird. But before we get to the paint, we have to go ahead and sand down the caliper just a little bit with 800 grit, make sure the surface is extremely clean, and now we can dump the reactor into the paint, mix it up. It says to wait 5 minutes, and well, we can start brushing on about 2 kits just in case. No turning back now, boys. Oh, wow. Okay. And I'm very happy we're doing this. Brakes are very overlooked, and I'm even guilty of that. And I do have to give a massive shout out to Bob Ross. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be painting the caliper this good. Rest in peace to the GOAT himself.
So much of our life walking around, looking with never seeing. And if painting teaches you nothing else, it'll teach you to see nature, to appreciate some of the beauty that's around us every day that we take for granted.
While the first coat on that side is drying up, I'm taking advantage. I should wait about 15 minutes until the second coat, and I'm pretty much drying up or prepping this side to be painted. Brake cleaner, of course, just really prepping the area. Okay, first coat is officially in the books. Honestly, I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with it. It's looking kind of cool. Like, even if I left it like this, get like a cool brushed design. Obviously, there's still some black, and it's gonna look way better when it's done. But first coat is done. So far, pretty easy to do, and I'm pretty happy with it. One thing about this though, it does take quite a long time, but what makes up for it is just how good it looks. I mean, just look at that. Camera will never do it justice, and it's still wet, and it will self-level throughout the next couple days. But right off the bat, absolutely ecstatic with the results. It looks so good. But we still got one little thing to put on, and that is the M logo. It should be illegal to have an M car without the M logo. I mean, just check that out. We're completely transforming this car. Let's wrap up the other side and get to the rear of the car. And after long hours, brake calipers are done. And now it is time for the least touched part of this car, and that is the front end. It needs some love too. I'm not gonna lie, the M front end looks amazing from factory, but most people prefer the rear end. The front end, we can make it better. That is starting with one of the most important parts of the front end of a car. When a car starts getting old, up there in age, the first thing that starts giving out is, you guessed it right, the headlight lens. It starts fogging up, cracking. It doesn't look great. And even though there's plenty of sanding you can do, cleaning solutions, headlight coatings, nothing will look better than new headlight lenses. No, not new headlights, because that's way too much money. Brand spanking new lenses. Not only new lenses though, we're going to do some serious customization work to the halos and things inside of the headlight. But those things haven't gotten here just yet, so while we wait for those, let's go on to another part for the front end. Let's face it, another thing that looks faded and ugly is the grille. The grille just doesn't look as good as it did when it came from factory. So not only are we getting new grills, of course we have to upgrade. These are F-Series X5M grills. Look at that, and these should clip on just like OEM. And then, after we put these on, I have another little surprise that I absolutely I'm in love with it. Okay, I think we gotta get under the hood. And to remove it is actually very simple. These ducts we're actually going to keep, and what we're going to be replacing is the grille itself. Now we gotta put this on the old plastic. Whew, got that. Oh, look at that. Okay, I mean, look at that. No one can tell me the one on the left side looks better than the one on the right side. Oh yeah. And since we're up here and I have some carbon fiber wrap left, why not match the front logo with the rear logo and give it that blacked out theme, but with a twist of carbon fiber. And although it doesn't look amazing, It definitely didn't turn out bad. I'm very happy with it. And as for the surprise I previously talked about, since we have an F-Series grille, we can install the X5M logo in the front as well, just like the newer X5M BMWs. Absolutely awesome. Just like that, the final piece for the headlight and pretty much the final piece for the front end just came in, and it's a big one. Along with the clear lenses, we've got some angel eye LEDs, but not only regular angel eyes, hex style, just like the M4. This is gonna be some serious DIY and figuring out, but I know that we can do it. I haven't seen anybody on the internet do a retrofit like this, so this is a pretty big risk that I'm willing to take. But the headlights are such an important part of the car, and when you get them just right, they absolutely transform the car. And the headlights on this car look so bad, I'm willing to take that risk. So just so you can guys get a good idea, this doesn't look anything like it's gonna look, but something like that. Okay, so I've heard these headlights are a pain to remove, but not only that, the reason I'm taking out the wheel and we're under here is because they actually come out through the fender liner. We gotta take off the fender liners, and the headlights come out through in here, so that's interesting. I really wanna be careful I don't mess anything up, because this isn't my car, this is Crystal's car. It's special, it's nice, and I don't wanna mess that up. Got all the little 8mm bolts, and now I believe we got to take these push pins out. This will come off a little bit, and it's going to separate it from the fender liner itself. This is so nerve-wracking. The flap down. Oh, that's nerve-wracking. Thankfully, absolutely no clips were broken in the making of this video. Now we can fully take out the fender liner. Can you tell the difference between my glove and my finger? This is so dusty. But right in here we have the headlight. I think here it comes. Here it comes. Is it stuck on anything? I don't think so. Come on, buddy. There we go. But then I started finding some very strange things in the car that I was really not aware of. It's very interesting right here. Wow, okay. This also very interesting. Aside from that though, everything looks pretty good. There's so much going on in these SUVs. And here we have the heat exchanger. Like I showed you guys before, headlight. And one thing I did here is this nut right here, the stud, you want to shave it off. So when you're putting this back, it is much easier and it's not in the way. We go. Nice. So I don't even think we have to fully take this off, and that is the airbag sensor. Do not disconnect that because you're gonna have to clear it or you're gonna have an airbag light. 1, 2, 3, and this bad boy should come off. Okay, check this out, y'all. This is probably by far the toughest headlight removal I have ever done, but I'm happy that we did everything without breaking anything. Now let's fix this up without breaking anything. But I'm really hoping this was the most difficult part of this whole process, and it's gonna be smooth sailing from here. Time to remove the lens, but we have to be extremely careful. See, this is when things are just getting a little out of hand. I should be the last person in the world cutting up a headlight to modify it. Okay, here we go. Hopefully I did not mess anything up. Oh my goodness. And this is the old lens. Now for step 2, we're gonna be using this heat gun, heating this plastic up and just pulling everything out. Here we go. I don't wanna jinx myself. We're doing great so far, boys and girls. We're doing great so far. It's almost there. That literally took longer than doing a whole motor swap. Now, we could just put the new lens, which I'm tempted to do because we do have to take off these factory halos and I'm kind of scared to do so. Oh, hi, didn't see you there. My name is Danny and I've been scrubbing rubber out of a headlight for the past 2 hours of my life. And the scariest part, to throw on these modern angel lights, we pretty much have to take apart the whole headlight assembly because, well, it's a whole new mechanism we're installing. And for power, we're going to be splicing into the plug that gives the low beam power. But before we finalize anything, we have to be 100% sure it works. And somehow, some way, that actually worked. So we know the power source is good. Now it's time to put everything back together and gluing up the new angel eyes or hex eyes. I honestly didn't think we were gonna make it this far. Taking apart this headlight, I really just wanted to give up and throw the new lens on, but I am so happy we're going through with it and installing the whole new mechanism. Wow, look how good that looks. Oh man, I did not think this was gonna look this good. And instead of spending over $2,000 on headlights, we spent a couple hundred with some tears and a lot of blood. But hey, it still looks just as good. And we kept the factory mechanism, which, oh my gosh. So I'm buttoning up the headlight. No. No stinking way this just happened. The thing is though, if I never mentioned it, no one would have ever noticed. Well, one day, I'll put this back. But we can't call victory just yet. We have a whole other headlight to do. And to know exactly how long it's gonna take us, I'm timing it. Oh man, I wish this car was mine. Of course, we had to take it out on the street real quick and get some B-rolls of the car. It is looking so incredible so far. These headlights were really the cherry on top for the front end. We have already done so much to this car, but we're not done just yet. We're doing one final thing that's going to finally put everything together and give it that mean minister dark look. And you probably guessed correctly, it is the wheels. We're going to be changing up the wheels, but in a very affordable, cool way. We're going to be cleaning them up, fixing all the imperfections, and painting them. So let's go. So we have to take it to the best person around, and that's my buddy Lucas. He brought the wheels in my Porsche 911 back to life, and I know for sure he's going to do the same for this car. But before we get to the painting, we have to clean the wheels, because I truly believe these wheels have never been cleaned in their 120 years of being on this planet. We also have to sand down the wheels. Make sure the surface is nice and prepped for the primer, and then after the primer, the paint. But the awesome thing about sanding down, it absolutely gets rid of all the curb rash. Look at all the curb rash that's on this wheel right now, and look how it goes away as you're sanding down the curb rash. Look at that, like no curbs were ever damaged in the lifetime of this vehicle. On the really bad spots, Lucas also used a little bit of putty or body filler, which works perfectly with these. And after priming it and sanding down the primer, well, it is time for the paint. Remember when I said Lucas was going to absolutely kill these wheels? Well, he absolutely destroyed them. Look how amazing they look. And the paint that we used, look at the flake. Or as Crystal would probably say, the sparkle. Just absolutely beautiful. Mission accomplished. We have absolutely transformed everything about this car. Let's go see how it really looks. And well, surprise the owner. You good? Yes. Are you ready?
So ready.
Here we go. It's time to reveal it. Well, I'm gonna give you one hint of everything we did. You love the dark minister mean look.
Yes.
That's what we did. We made it.
We made it.
We made it. All right, grab my hand, my lady. Oh, careful. You look great, by the way. You look gorgeous. Yeah.
It's even hotter.
Hi. Look where we are. All right, turn around and look at the new beast. Check it out.
Look at the red.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I love that's the first thing you noticed.
That is insane. Look at these lights. Oh my goodness. Same lights?
Same lights. Do you notice anything different?
Well, they're darker.
Yes. Yes, we did modify the lights. Do you notice anything at the very bottom?
Carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber diffuser.
Fiber.
What do you think?
So cool.
Right? Honestly, I think the rear is my favorite one of all.
The rear is always my favorite.
And remember something you hated that was on this car?
Who's Cooper?
Yes. So that's gone.
No offense to any Coopers out there.
We did the blacked out BMW logo.
Wow.
The blacked out X5M.
Of course.
We darkened the tail lights.
That looks incredible.
We come to the side. I know you loved these wheels when we first got the car. It was like one of your favorite things.
Yeah.
So we kept the wheels.
Nice.
But we made it, obviously. We painted them black. Massive thank you to Lucas.
They look so good.
So good.
Let's get up close here, though.
Look at that. Look at the finish on those. How
So
insane is that?
glossy.
Yes.
I am obsessed.
Yes.
I love it.
We did red calipers to
And it
match
matches my interior.
your interior. Yes.
Nice.
We come to the front end.
Wow.
What do you notice in the front end?
First of all, where did these bad boys come in?
Oh, you noticed that? Yes, we got the So these are newer grills from the model after this one. They're called, it's like the F series grill.
Okay.
And then, did you notice we got the little X5M logo in the front?
Wow, it's all in the details. There's
Yes, yes.
This.
Step back though, do you notice anything different?
The lights. The lights.
Those lights took me about 5 hours each to do.
Wow.
It was an absolute pain, but it was totally worth it. I mean,
Let me see.
yes. And you're gonna see it's got these newer hex angel lights. They light up, and I mean, it's like
love
super
that.
modern. All the new BMWs have that nowadays.
First of all, I don't know what I love more.
It's a tough one, right? Back
Usually
then,
I'm like, oh, I love the back.
yes. But now, like this modernized front,
The
I mean,
side, the
and the
front,
side.
the
And
back.
wait. Do you notice anything different about the car just looking at overall?
She's clean.
And what else? Like when you got down, was it a little easier to get down?
It's lower.
We lowered it with H&R springs.
It's lower.
Yes. So it's lowered for about 2 inches.
I kind of noticed that getting up, but I thought I just grew a little bit. Wow.
Yes. That is your new modernized BMW X5M.
That is so hot. Look at you.
Okay, dang. This honestly felt like it was never going to end, but we kept going and we did it. So if you enjoyed today's transformation, leave a big thumbs up. Please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
So are you done yet?
We ain't never done modifying.
On a serious note, when are you gonna be done?